Hello friends, today we will be discussing on the topic leadership. Who are leaders and what is leadership? Let's begin by clarifying who leaders are and what leadership is. Our definition of a leader is someone who can influence others and who has managerial authority. In simple, in general terminology, we can we can say that it is the ability to influence a group of people towards the achievement of goals. See, there is a slight difference between leadership and management. What is management? Here in management, we are using the authority designated formal rank to obtain compliance from organizational members. It is a process of leading a group and influencing that group to achieve its goals. Are all managers leaders? So, this is a basic question because leading is one of the four management functions. Ideally, so generally, what we expect? We expect that all managers should be leaders. So, we are going to study in this concept about the leaders and the leadership from a managerial perspective. So, in the previous class, we are aware that how groups are formed, and we are aware that sometimes the groups have informal leaders who emerge out of the group members. So, informal leaders may be able to influence others, but they have not been the focus of most leadership, right? But generally, we are not studying about the informal leaders in this particular concept. Because leaders and leadership, like motivation, uh, as a organizational behavior topic, a lot of research has been done on that. So, if you observe, there are so many theories that we are going to discuss. Right? Before that, what is the major difference that we can identify between managers versus leaders? So, most of the times, if you observe, managers are appointed and have a formal authority, right? So, management will identify the key responsible persons to each and every department, and they have a formal structure where they will be working with that particular authority. But leaders, they have the managerial authority. Though they have the managerial authority, the quality of the leader is influencing others. He is influencing others. So that's what we observe generally in the organizations. Now, most of the research, if you observe, in the University of Cambridge in England, a research study reported that men with longer ring fingers compared to their index fingers tended to be more successful in the high frequency trading in the London financial district. See, what does the study of the finger lengths of financial traders have to do with the traits theory of leadership? Actually, what leadership trait theories have attempted to. So here, under this particular theory, identified certain traits that all the leaders should have, right? Because most of the researchers recognized that traits alone were not sufficient for identifying the effective leaders, but possessing appropriate traits may make it more likely that an individual would be an effective leader. So most of the organizations, researchers, they prefer behavioral styles that leaders demonstrate. A lot of research has been done on this particular aspect. So generally, in this, uh, if you observe, we have drive, desire to lead, honesty and integrity, self-confidence, intelligence, job-relevant knowledge. So drive, when it comes to the drive, leaders exhibit a high effort level. They have relatively high desire for achievement. They are ambitious. They have a lot of energy. So they are tirelessly putting their efforts in their activities and they show initiative. Another trait, desire to lead. So leaders have a strong desire to influence and lead others. They demonstrate the willingness to take responsibility. Honesty and integrity. Leaders build trusting relationships with followers by being truthful and by showing high consistency between word and deed. So, self confidence. Followers look to leaders for an absence of self doubt. Leaders therefore need to show self confidence in order to convince these followers for the rightness of their goals and their decisions. Intelligence. Leaders need to be intelligent enough to gather, synthesize, and interpret large amounts of information, and they need to be able to create visions, solve problems. One second. So we were talking about intelligence. So they need to be intelligent to enough, uh, what I say, to interpret large amount of information, and sometimes they need to be able to create visions. They should be in a position to solve problems, and they have to take the correct decisions. Right? So job relevant knowledge. Effective leaders, they have a high degree of knowledge about the company, industry, sometimes maybe the technical matters, because in-depth knowledge allowed the leaders to make well-informed decisions and to understand the implications of those decisions. these are the we have few more traits, but these are the major traits required for a leader to, especially to be an effective leader in the organization. So we might have seen, if you identify these, like Mother Teresa, like Mahatma Gandhi, there are many other people. They are different, especially how they have led the group of people. Maybe if we study their life closely, we can understand what motivated them to lead the people and why most of the individuals they started following these people. Right? So leading people, influencing people, commanding people, right? Generally we observe these things in the leadership. So what they do as a leader, they lead people, they are influencing and they are commanding, right? They are commanding the people to follow certain activities. Sometimes to leader will ask the followers to take right decisions to achieve the goals. So guiding people, another important quality of the leader, always guide the people, guide the followers, so that because with a lot of in-depth knowledge about the industry, about the organization, about the activity, you can guide the employees or your followers or the people who are leading, the people whom you are leading, you can guide them and make them as a leaders. What is all about the leadership. So, types of leaders. So, leader by the position achieved. So, sometimes we will be observing, right? In the organization, if you observe KV Kamath from who is an ex ICI chairman, he started his career as an employee, as an employee, and he has achieved the position of the chairman. That means he has moved the hierarchy of the organization. So he achieved the position. So that's why, we call him as a leader by the position achieved. So we have different types of leaders. Leader by personality, charisma. Leader by moral example. Leader by power held. Intellectual leader because of ability to accomplish things. You might have observed in your day-to-day life also, whenever you tell something, maybe among your group there will be a person who will take, who will accept, and he will accomplish whatever the activities that you have considered. Right? So when it comes to the types of leaders, we have different kinds of uh, say types of leaders are there that we will be discussing in detail. So how do we differentiate managers versus leaders? As already I told, right? Most of the times leaders they are guiding, right? Managers always they focus on the things, they do the things right, they plan, organize, direct, controlling. They also perform all the functions of the management. Even leaders also they perform all the functions of the management, and planning to control whatever the important management functions are there. Even leaders, they also perform the same. But what is that difference that we can identify is that they inspire the employees. They inspire. Not only they inspire, sometimes they motivate. They build the relationship with the people around them, right? They influence to take the right decisions. They do the right things to their people, right? Always they focus on their people around them, right? So this is how we can differentiate uh, the qualities when it comes to the qualities, especially between managers and leaders. What are the common activities? See, manager, leader, both are performing the same activities like planning, organizing, directing, control. Right? So planning, manager is planning. He is also involved in budgeting. He sets the targets. He establishes detailed steps how you have to achieve your the goals, and he will also allocate the resources. Right? But leader, what he is doing is he is devising the strategy. That means the marketing manager, if he is a leader in the organization, what he will do for his employees, for his team to achieve the target, he will devise the strategy so that his team will achieve that by applying the strategy. Right? So the leaders they set the directions, like whether you are going in a proper direction, whether are you going in a wrong direction. So how, right? And also they are creating a vision to these employees or the people who are under the team or under the group, organizing. So manager, what he is doing, he creates a structure. So he develops the job description. Say, for example, what is his role, what are the skills required, prerequisites, what abilities should have, he or she, and what is his role and responsibility in the organization. He do the staffing, hierarchy, delegates, and training. But leader, when it comes, he gets people on board for strategy. See, while planning anything or taking a decision, leaders always they make their people as part of the uh, decision making process or planning process. Right? That's the difference. And they communicate to each and every person. So this is networks. They have a good relationship with all the people around them, right? That's why uh, uh, leaders are made with the people around them. Right? How they are directing their work. Leader empowers the people, right? He is acting like a cheerleader, but generally manager what they'll do? Just they are trying to just they are trying to solve the problem what they have, and they are negotiating, right? They are negotiating with employees or other branch managers within their hierarchy. And after negotiating, they are trying to bring that to the consensus so that team is also accepting, management is also accepting, right? So this is how they are directing the how managers and the leaders are controlling, especially organization. Manager always implements control systems like effective systems will be installed in the organization and the performance measures. So for each and every activity in the organization which is a measured to the set benchmark or standards. And managers always they try to identify if any variance is there, like what they have expected to be done. So if there is a variance, they try to find out and they solve the problem. So that's what the manager fixes variances. But leader, what he is doing, how he is controlling, he is motivating. He is inspiring the employees. He is inspiring the group of people, right? And he is giving a sense of accomplishment that it is not I, it is you. You people have achieved. You people have contributed for the accomplishment of the goals. So leadership traits. What are the leadership traits? Intelligence. Right, as I told you, right? In the previous traits theory, when we are talking about the traits theory, intelligence more intelligent than non-leaders, and scholarship, knowledge, being able to get things done. Physical. So if you have the does not see to be correlated, right? So that depends. That depends. Personality. When it comes to the personality, generally we look in the leader. We look whether how he is taking the initiative, how ambitious he is, right? If you observe some leaders, they are highly ambitious, highly confident. We can observe all these things. They are honest, and sometimes they are aggressive. Aggressive in what? Aggressive in taking the decisions, aggressive in taking certain actions, and which all leads to the achievement of their goals, what they have set. Originality, sociability is another important aspect that I just wanted to talk. How closely you are moving with your own people, because when you build the relationship with, among your team or among your group, you will come to know the problems of the employees and you will be in a position to solve their problems very easily. That way, you are becoming a leader. Right? Adaptability. This is one important nature for an effective leader. How quickly you are adapting to different kinds of the environments. Right? So before this, the styles, the different types of leadership style, this we will discuss, right? In the another class. So as of now, please go through the what I say here. Go through the this one, the same topic and possible whatever the activities that we have given. Just have a relook, right? After relooking into the topic, so we'll take up one activity and we will discuss the different styles of the leaderships, right? So now I say, so I will stop this particular presentation up to here. Thank you.